Hello, so I thought I would do something easy today. So anyway, I think my article is about 8 things that young people agree with older people. So the first thing is having a real person for customer service instead of like a robot or the computer, AI bot or whatever. So to me, that's a robot, right? And that's the sign, robot. That's kind of fun. And then the second one is to having real books instead of, a tablet or a Kindle. Now, I started using one because it could fit into my purse, because what was happening, I was reading books and then I was forgetting and leaving them. So I'd have to buy it again. But anyway, but most people that really like to read like the real book, to turn the pages, put a bookmark in there, wait or whatever, and you can smell it. Like if you go into a library and you open up the books, you can smell, and so it's like it's just enjoyable to have like real pages to turn, because you're turning them, right? But that's pages, but you're turning the page. But if you say, I want to turn the page, and then you turn it out, you turn it. So I know it seems like you're double doing it, but because that's a sign for page instead of page turning. But it's like you're turning the page. Okay. The third one is allowing children to play outside. But I guess at some point they decided, oh, it's too hot or whatever, something uncomfortable. But now younger people are realizing, oh, the kids, they do need to go outside and play and ride bikes and soccer and just all those things. It doesn't have to be planned play. It could just be some play outside, and have them more independent, to learn how to get along with each other, with friends or their brothers and sisters, instead of mom and dad always, taking care or solving the problems. So, and if that was in a sentence form, you say problem solve, parents problem solve. But I remember when I was a kid, we were always outside playing with other children. And so you learn to solve your own problems or to get along or whatever, and say I'm sorry, or you can argue or whatever, but you learn how you get those social skills. So you have more independence, and younger people are realizing that the kids need more independence. And playing outside, and learning how to, they see some problem and they go, oh, to share or, to start a game or something like that. Okay. And number 4 is to not, film everything, because, I went to a concert and I remember the person who was the singer said, stop, recording, just sit and watch and enjoy, instead of, because you always got these cameras, like this, and it's not like you're really enjoying it. You just want to have the, you just want to have a good, shot. But, if you sit back and just enjoy something, you don't have to film everything. So, if you took a picture of everyone that was there, then you would remember that, when you look at that picture, you go, oh yeah, I remember, or whatever. So they're realizing that you don't have to film everything. Okay, number 5. It's really kind of the same thing we said. We said more independence. Well, they're saying that the kids, instead of on an iPad or video games, they should be playing outside more. So that kind of goes along with more independence. But to have, you don't have to have this structured planned play, but you can take some things and just go out to the park, and you can eat it out there, you can play, you can blow bubbles, you can fly a kite, you can just do different things, ride bicycles, be on the playground and slide, and just do different things, and have and not always screen time, and it's not always mom and dad, solving problems. So those two kind of go hand in hand. Playing outside more instead of an iPad and having more independence. They really kind of go together. Number 6. Now, I don't know. I mean, I agree with some of this. This is not using those food delivery apps all the time. Now, sometimes it can really be good, like if you can't get out, if you're sick, or if you're disabled, or some other things, or you're just in a hurry, you just don't have the time, and you're trying to clean up or whatever. But they're saying that you could, call and, ask for, delivery, like pizza or, Chinese food or whatever, or you could drive and pick it up. But you could do that on the way home. But they're saying more and more people are using those delivery apps for food, the restaurant, and sometimes they charge more than if you had just picked it up yourself or called for that company for delivery, like if it's a pizza or Chinese, or some restaurants they deliver if you have a specific amount or whatever, they will do that. Okay, the next one, number 7, is many restaurants are using that QR code. And, older people are going, I really just prefer, can you just have like a regular, menu. Now, on a menu on a computer would be like this. So it's kind of the same thing, a menu, like a real one, like you hold it in your hand and you turn the pages, or if it's just one thing and you're looking and you turn it over, and people kind of prefer that instead of the QR code or the app or whatever, that they have that menu, on your phone. So I know sometimes they go, well, you don't have to print it, or it's not ruined or whatever. But many people kind of prefer, they can kind of just look at it and turn it over and see what you really offer all the time. So, and you can see the description. So I don't know. I mean, I prefer a menu as well. And then sometimes if before I go, I will look it up, not a QR code, but online and see what it is. But there's some restaurants only the QR code, and it's like, I don't prefer that either. So, and the last one is interesting. Is instead of trying to convince someone that, you're right, myself right, then you can say, oh, that's interesting, or I agree. You and I, we have different perspectives, so we agree to disagree, right? As I was trying to say. So agree to disagree, mind opposite, mind same. So agree, disagree, and I move because it's a different, thing in the air, concept in the air. So if you're going, oh, that's interesting. Oh, but I still think you don't have to convince them that, oh, I am right. And I think many people do that or try to do that. I think that's just our human nature. But we can say, okay, I see, where you're coming from, or, you just agree to disagree. I see your perspective, but I still believe whatever. And then just leave it at that. And you don't have to argue about it, and you don't have to dislike someone because of that. So anyway, those are some few things. You may have to watch it again. Some of it may have gone too fast or didn't explain clearly. So please let me know in the comments, and I will see y'all later. Bye.